Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Hello?
Hi, this is Michael.
Yeah.
Hi, sir. Good afternoon. My name is Kat, and I'm calling because it shows that you just obtained a new DOP for your company. I'd like to provide you with a lower rate for commercial auto insurance.
Oh, thank you. I'm not interested.
All right, no worries. Thank you.
All right. Thought it was so important. Welcome, guys, to your monthly Earth Tribe Report. This is the Peace Dealer. Typical Virgo energy, answering a call. I just got a US dot number. For those of you who aren't interested in paying conventional car insurance, I registered as a private motor vehicle driver. And once you get the US dot, you get all these calls. It's like when you open a LLC or whatever, you get all these scam calls like, oh, we can offer this, or you need to do this. So that's what that was. Steph, thank you for tuning in. All right. Shout out to all you guys. Shout out to you guys on Instagram as well. All right. Shout out to Goddess, who's Loretta, who's just came in through, Pineapple Goddess, Lacey Bell, Karen3639, and everyone else. We're gonna get this show on the road here. This is for Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. I know y'all can feel people punching their fist in the air still, because you refuse to allow yourself to be influenced and manipulated, okay? And it's just something to be said where it's like when someone can't necessarily get you to act in a way that they envision you acting, it's interesting to see, you know, the true nature of their character kind of show up. I mean, this happens to all of us. But yeah, you know, it's interesting to see the people who may give you silent treatment or just, you know, who knows? But yeah, shout out to those of you who refuse to buckle down to other people's vision of you versus, you know, being who you are. Okay, that doesn't matter what zodiac sign you are. But yeah, we're gonna step into this Earth Tribe report for Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, natal progress, primarily sun and rising sign. So Aries is in your water house because Earth is weak to fire. If you've played Pokemon, you know that fire moves are, you know, super effective to grass type. However, fire is weak against ground type and maybe even rock type. So we could say Taurus is a ground type Pokemon, maybe even rock. But maybe we can even say Capricorn. Maybe we could say Capricorn is a rock type Pokemon, or mountain. Virgo, you a grass type. You a grass type. I think Virgo, you sponsors a grass type, the normal type, the fighting type. You have several typings yourself. But yeah, son. Tired of planets transiting my water houses. I'm not familiar with that watery stuff. And It's different for you guys. As a Taurus rising myself, I can relate because your water houses are fire signs. So that's not normal. You know what I mean? Like you're putting a fire sign that wants to be in a more dominant house bearing in a vulnerable place. So this is why earth signs have like vicious anger issues. All right. And a lot of people don't know, like we point the finger at Aries because it's like, what's up, bitch? You trying to fight, blah, blah, blah. But like really a lot more people are like Aries than they wish to admit. I keep on telling you guys, Jeff Bezos, all the CEOs, all the Capricorns, they understand their position. Hey, it just so happens that, we had an issue with one of our representatives. And, I just regrettably inform you that we have cut ties with this person, and we hope that all parties involved move forward. Do you think they're really like that? Like Capricorn has to represent an entire collective. It's not just about their ego, but what is in their privacy house? Aries. So when they go home, they're literally Aries. Capricorn, tell me I'm lying. All right. Is this camera off? All right. Fuck that bitch. I told that bitch not to play with me. Now I had to fire her ass. Yeah. That's why this is Capricorn. This is Capricorn. Okay. Taurus, their 12th house is Aries. Okay. Taurus has like a hidden identity. And because they suppress the Aries anger that Aries freely gives out, that can build up. And what are they? They're the bull. The bull is slow to anger. It's like, stop touching me. Stop touching me. Stop touching me. Stop touching me. Bitch, I told you to stop touching me. Boom. Now he got an assault charge when he told you stop touching him. It's that simple. It's that simple, guys. Okay? So don't sleep on earth signs because this is a dimension, they natural, they're volcanic, very much so. And don't forget that the goat will do boo, boo. Like y'all be thinking earth signs are sweet. Y'all be thinking Virgo is soft. Virgo is kindness. Don't take that kindness for weakness. That's all I'm saying. So we're gonna go into that. What I like about having a Taurus rising is that Leo is my 4th house. Virgo rising, Taurus rising, Capricorn rising. You know what I'm saying? We can all relate to this because fire is in our private houses, right? When we're out in public, we're just like, yeah, yeah. I like that song too. Catch us in the shower. Have you ever seen Virgo at home? They're naked. And you guys thought I was lying. Joe Budden got found sleepwalking naked. That's just the Virgo is free in their home habitat. They wild. You think Sagittarius is wild. Catch Virgo in a comfortable setting. They wilder than Sag. Okay? It's that earth rising. It's the earth signs that are gonna like, everyone sings in the shower, right? But like, it's the earth signs that are gonna, once they comfortable and no one's looking, they gonna go off. Not every wallflower is really a wallflower. It is what it is. So I had to learn that too. I didn't know. It was very surprising to learn. But yeah. Okay, so oh yeah. Anyway, I think what's very sig fig about this is now that we're activating this new cycle, you have a lot to really look forward to, not only concerning the growth, but significantly this forward direction that we will be activating as soon as Saturday. Okay, so I just want to remind you, look at this period as, of course, the application, yes, I am on YouTube as well. The application of the dream, the beliefs that you actually established just a month prior. All right. No, earth signs will never stop getting slept on. And Taurus and Pisces looks like Taurus, Pisces, and maybe Cancer will continue to be the most slept on zodiac signs. There's really nothing else you can do. Everyone is so busy looking at, oh, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Libra. What's up, Taurus? Goodbye. Oh, Libra, you're so beautiful. Oh, Capricorn. And it's like they don't pay attention to the rest of us because they're Leo. Like they want to take all the spotlight. They want to have all the attention. And it's cool. We can work behind the scenes. It's cool. They just read over our homework, really, and then we can do it better. And yeah, you're gonna get more views, but like, where'd you get the sauce from? Tell them where you got the sauce. Oh, you won't do that. Okay, it's cool. We the blueprint, though. Thank you. Double shot of Venus. This is facts. And yeah, people who sleep on this ain't worship. This is true, but like, it is what it is. So we're gonna start with Taurus. Torissimo. Remember, Taurus is no longer Taurus. Taurus is Torissimo. They got the cashmere and leather jacket. Don't y'all wish the day? I still fucks with Taurus, and I fucks with Torissimo. I have my Venus in Taurus, so I fucks with Torissimo too. But don't y'all remember the days Taurus was down to earth, man? They still a little down to earth, but I remember when they was down to earth. You know what I'm saying? And the cool thing is when they were down to earth, they still have money. Like even that's the cool thing about Taurus. Even when they don't have money, they still have money. Like it is an energy of value, like, and they all get it out the mud. But like, yeah, dude, it's true as their earth sign, but it's like they used to be down to earth, bro. You can still kind of approach them, maybe, but like, man, ever since 2018, and then especially ever since like 2023, 2024, yeah, like they just way richer now. It's just you have to say Torissimo. You can't just say Taurus. Thank you. No, we never were. We were just quiet. Thank you, double shot of Venus. That's true. It is what it is. Like y'all just didn't say more than you had to, but it is what it is. So Uranus, this is your last year of Uranus in your sign. Since 2018, decadent innovation, pioneering things that people weren't ready for, but you laid the blueprint. You set the foundation. Taurus, I do appreciate you. You became a father. You became a mother. And when I say you became a father or a mother, like if you had kids, that's what's up. But I mean, like you laid the blueprint and foundation for something that other people copied your style and made money themselves. You put bread in people's pockets because they saw you, their parent, and they took your entire blueprint and they were able to replicate it and they were able to get paid too. The amount of careers you have seen take off just by people stealing this. I mean, just by people emulating the sauce. Congrats, Taurus. People might want to hate on you, but they can't say you broke, though. They can't say you broke, though. That's a fact. Can they say you broke? No, they can't. So it is what it is. It's so funny, too, because they're going to say everything. They're going to say everything, but they can't say you broke. So I know you don't care. I know you don't care. I know you just laughing for real. And Taurus, it's been a long time coming. See, Taurus isn't like fucking Sagittarius that'll just hit the lottery. They work really hard. I'm not gonna say they don't work really hard, but like Taurus really takes the time. You know what I'm saying? And like some people feel like, wow, you're taking too long. No, this is how long it's supposed to take because I'm really doing it. I don't have some ghost investor giving me millions. I don't just have this cheat code magic where shit just works in my favor. I had to actually plant the seeds. I had to actually build it from the bottom up. And it's really nice to see. You feel me? Word for word, bar for bar. Okay, the craft has to be perfected. No shortcuts or handouts. So we want to give you kudos because trust, people will forget what you did and they will start doing revisionist history and acting like you really did feed like thousands of motherfuckers. But it's cool. It's cool. Who cares really? All right. Once you now step into Uranus in Gemini, coming into the rest of the year, all of the innovation you have embodied and the genius you have expressed is over the rest of the decade. Taurus, you think you're making money now, and that's crazy because you're not. You think you're rich now? Like, please. Like, this was just you about to be printing money for the rest of the decade. Like, all you did was build the money printer. You about to. All right, and it's important because of the foundation you have established. This year is going to help transition you off of focusing so much of yourself on a brand and just focusing more on what you're producing, focusing more on your, what word, your value of your word, the value of your ideas. And that's why Jupiter in Gemini is so important, because Jupiter in Gemini, Taurus risings especially, has been expanding your finances. It's honestly expanding the idea around what you're worth. It is why not only do you have the Midas touch, but your words are gold, right? So now that you're expanding the vocabulary around your value, which if you think the last time it was here was 2011, 2012, and since 2012, I mean, you've leveled up quite a bit. You've gained a lot of experience. You've come around to segue this through again. I have to once again reference the quadruple conjunction that we had last year in your sign. And I think it's very important to not necessarily skip that over because this affected everyone, just you directly. So this is very iconic. Like, you sponsored this, Taurus. You sponsored this, Taurus. This was like the World Cup and the Olympics in Taurus land. It was the biggest announcement last year. It was still one of the biggest things to happen last year. And like, it's going to be a while until we have a space host two events. So Taurus land's GDP has skyrocketed since last year. And now we are at the final chapter of a chapter you began, a yearly chapter, if we're going by the year, a yearly chapter you began last May, right? Late April, May. And this is going to return on innovation coming to your sign. But we want to look at Jupiter and Gemini because since then, Jupiter has left Taurus and it's expanding your money. It's not just expanding your idea around what you're worth. It's also actively expanding the magic of your words and the magic of your thoughts. And that's where this previous Pisces season that we've come out of was the very last unlocking and test of who do you have in your circle. See, when we were talking with Leo, a lot of what we were talking with Leo concerning Pisces was about who are they trusting in their relationships. But for you, Taurus, are you still around bums, right? You're the natural queen, the natural king. Are you still enabling bums in your circle? Are you still enabling frauds who may look like they play the part? And the thing with you, Taurus, is like you'll have sympathy on certain people, right? Like you'll know maybe someone isn't like that the way they are, but you see qualities you like in them. And Saturn is like, I am weeding their bum ass away from you because they're bad for your brand. It's the most important thing because the whole point of this Pisces aspect is you are unlocking the dream team. You've been working on this since March of 2023. And really, the Dream Team Initiative reinstated itself 2012. This is the last year of this Dream Team Initiative. And Taurus, you're one of those signs, you're a meal ticket. So like people will gravitate around you more. So you're like Leo and Scorpio in this capacity. More people are going to gravitate to you just for the proximity, just because you are value. You know what I mean? Not to say that you don't have a genuine friendship with some of these people, but it doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter what you think. Because any friendships that have not passed this test of time, Saturn from 2023 to now, it's because they're bums. I'm sorry. It's because they're just not, they don't belong with you. And that's the test of time. It could look like they do now. Some things can come out later. So 2012 really reinstated this Dream Team Initiative, and 2023 was the dust sweeper and broom, like, you're a fraud, what the fuck are you even doing here? You're cool, I like you, you five, get the fuck out. Like, Saturn has been putting in work. And that's key, because if you felt like you've been isolated, and it's interesting too, because the 12th house of isolation comes after the 11th house of friendships and community. You can even look at the 12th house as exile, but you have the 10th house of career, you have the 11th house of associates from career, hopes and wishes, gross pay, right? Rewards from career, and then you have the consolidation, the release, the review, the 12th house, the house of undoing. This is where we are Aries season. So the Pisces space of your friendships with this Piscean eclipse, one, it's, Taurus rising. If you have a Taurus sun, this is making a 300-degree angle to your Taurus sun natally. So you're aware of this by experiencing with Saturn the totality of everything that you believed you're meant to accomplish. What does that look like? Over the next 6 months by Virgo season, you're going to be analyzing how not only you have created this, but how it's unlocking more creativity for you. Especially because now with the South Node in your 5th house in Virgo, this is unlocking the mastery of your own talents in order to play a leadership role with your dream team, in order to use these talents to be a part of this dream team. Okay, Nicolette, I got your PayPal. Thank you. For any of you who would like a live reading at the end, please be sure to join the queue. All right. So, Pisces in your 11th house, right, of friendships, connecting with Gemini of your 2nd house of money. Whenever we look at the fixed sign houses, we're looking at different places and realms of value. Okay, so let's look at it at the 11th to 2nd house. If you're a Taurus sun or moon, then we want to look at the angle these are being made to. So Jupiter is making a 30 to 60 degree angle to your sun or moon. And then Saturn and Neptune and Pisces is making a 300 to 330 degree angle to your sun and moon. So what that square is challenging you during this period is you are expanding your thought process of what you're worth. Yesterday's price isn't today's price. Okay. You put in and have evolved the quality and value of what you produce, because Taurus is the producer. It is the boss. Capricorn is actually the director. People call Capricorn the boss, and they're more the CEO, right? They do play a boss role, but Capricorn is who you need to direct your company. Taurus is really the owner, though. Taurus is the producer, okay? You have ownership in different levels. It's not like Capricorn can't play an owner role. We've seen Capricorn owners, but the title of the producer, right? The executive producer, the boss, right? The producer is Taurus. Fundamentally, it is the quality of ownership. The nature of Taurus in your chart lets us know whether that's strong or weak and underdeveloped. So when we look at this 90-degree square, right? And it is a 90-degree square, by the way, because Jupiter is the faster moving planet. It moves faster than Saturn and Neptune. So, I mean, it's not exactly 90 degrees, right? We don't have an exact square here. But as these energies, as these perspectives, really, because Taurus is an energy, are activated, the question is, I know how valuable I am, right? You have an idea of how much more valuable you're becoming because you've updated your production facility, you've updated your equipment, you have so much more experience. Now, the 11th house is, do your friends in your social circle match that understanding? Because it's one thing to understand how valuable you think you are, but the people who are around you, do their belief about your value match? Are they investing in what you do, right? Are they holding you back? Because now this challenge is a necessary challenge. There may be ways that you don't even feel you're valuable enough that your circle of friends will hip you up to, hey, you need to dream bigger. Okay, appreciate you back. They're right, but it could work the other way around, where maybe they don't see your value. You have to stick to what you think and you are aware of, so that this can get them up to speed. And the mutable nature of this creates a variable quality of an extreme or everything in between. So you don't have to worry about it entirely because it's not exact. But the reason why I'm saying all that is because now, over the next 6 months, you will unlock your dream team. But as of now, all that 11th house or 330-degree energy is now transitioning into Aries. We are applying this belief system into the original direction we take. And for you, Taurus, it is unique because it's the 12th house of undoing. The greatest example I have of this, which doesn't have to be the most accurate, is the way the 12th house is first a weakness before it is a superpower. It is our subconscious. It is the blind spot in our personality. Okay. So of course, right, Taurus is reserved, right? The best way I can say this is if you saw Queen Elizabeth, right, natural queen sitting in her throne, right? And she has 12th house Aries. It's what she keeps hidden. If she just all of a sudden, the grace and poise of a queen sitting, where's that dick at? Yeah, throw that shit out. Yeah, what's up? Yeah, you don't like that shit? Do you see how that savagery undoes her character? That's what it's like to dip in the 12th house. Even if it's authentic, that can work for a Pisces princess. That could add to their value, but it's going to take back from the Taurus on that. Sir, yeah, beat battle. All right. So now, when you overcome the nature of this 12th house, it becomes a superpower. The anger issues in that 12th house of Taurus really represent that hidden sense of authenticity. That's why Tauruses are some of the most authentic people when they want to be. And I feel like they're grounded and solid. I feel like they're one of the least fake sign, people. There's no fake sign, right? But like something to keep in mind. That being said, now I like to coin this your secret identity. A lot of people don't know you got a secret identity, Taurus, right? Especially if it could be like a secret superhero identity or super villain. You could be a secret super villain or a secret villain. But yeah, we have Chiron here. We had the North Node here. The North Node's presence here was unlocking original beliefs about who you believe you are. And the South Node in your 6th house was unlocking the balanced nature of your lifestyle and behavior that attributes this belief of yourself. So now this is segued into your 11th in Pisces to apply this belief in yourself towards your dream team. And Chiron here is really talking about deep-seated issues that you may not have the outlet to really express, okay? Or you may, but can throw off a lot around what you're willing to share and what you want to keep private. So looking at Aries season as the end of the cycle, whether you're the sun or the rising, it's a really good time to take action, but also rest where necessary, because Taurus is your debut. No, you don't necessarily have to wait, but with Mercury and Venus retrograding in your 12th, you're going back to the drawing board. You're reevaluating old beliefs about yourself. And this is having you release the whole point of this Aries season for you. You've gone through a whole year of evolution and development since May. And now the old beliefs you started that cycle off with, you're letting go. You're reviewing, oh, wow, I had these fears before. Now I step on these fears, right? And this is editing aspects of your personality, because you're going to manifest and embody the value of these actions back in Taurus season, revisiting Uranus and Taurus. And it's something to be said that the full moon in Libra we have is going to be opposite Chiron. So this is going to really balance your behavioral patterns with a new redefinition of how you address vulnerabilities in aspects of yourself you may have been more, ashamed or not as proud of admitting, or you may have always been proud of admitting, but there's more bleeding of authenticity and vulnerability through this. This is a partially why I was like, guys, I'm coming out of the 12th house closet. Like, I'm just too hot. I'm a bit of a dictator and a ruler, right? I can't hide the fact that I was always meant to be a ruler. I'm not the only one coming out of this 12th house spiritual closet, right? So this is definitely going to help you segue. And once again, like I said, with these beliefs in Aries connecting with your values in Gemini, not only does that allow you to expand how much you can believe more in yourself, which will be reflected by authentic hidden actions, but then we also have Pluto in your 10th house. And Pluto in your 10th house, or Pluto making a 270-degree angle from your sun, really works well if you want to be infamous. It really does help kind of give a more extreme reputation. It's awakening your legacy, and it's just going to challenge you to deal with this extremeness that others in a climate like now may pour towards you. All right. While, of course, not necessarily backing down from what you don't need to. And with Mars, that's going to leave Cancer by the end of the season. It's going to align your desired feelings, or what you feel you desire, with this sense of your attitude and emotional intelligence, seamlessly really connecting the natural grounded nature of your being with the slick ways you'll find to not only deal with people, but take action. Okay, so that's really all I want to say. I wanted to focus more on your friendships, because I think that's going to be a lot more important. But Aries is really like a void zone. I mean, take off if you can. Do what you have to do, but don't let anyone trick you out your position. But really examine what you used to believe about yourself and how the actions you're taking now reflect what you believe about yourself now, especially with the new moon in Aries is going to activate this process of releasing. Now we have the Virgo Masters. Okay, Virgo, first of all, congratulations. Because whereas Jupiter in Gemini is expanding Taurus's moolah, it's expanding your career and legacy. Oh my God. This is exceptionally true if you have your rising in Virgo, or if you have your progressed rising in Virgo. So it puts you in a position to realistically continue to expand the ideas you individually are putting out there. I love to use Joe Budden as an example, because if you look at the nature of a 10th house Gemini, right? Gemini is an individual sign, but Virgo is a social sign, right? So if we look at, of course, Taurus is an individual. That's DJ Academics, by himself, right? Virgo is the evolution of Taurus. It is the second stage Pokemon evolution of Taurus. And Virgo is social. So Joe Budden doesn't just do his podcast by himself. He involves a social conversation. He's socializing with other people. But the Gemini legacy means that he's the one putting it out there. It's his brand singularly that's putting it out there, right? That's one way to see it. These aren't limited interpretations. And I'm using it as an example because, you know, the expansion of the influence and the ideas that just one platform can put out there not only pisses a lot of people, I mean, not only like really shares ideas, but it really challenges this level of your criticism. Because if Virgo is going to be anything, they're going to be the critic. And I really do like this theme of Virgo having to face people who are just big mad. And they want, you know, they don't like your criticism. Scorpio is like the harsh critic, like the pure hater, and then Virgo's like the hater. I'm telling you, if you have diet Scorpio and then you have like just extra Virgo, it is what it is. But like, you know, it's a necessary evil in this world. We need someone to tell us where we suck, and it's not always good. It's not always gonna feel good. It's not always gonna feel good. You know what I'm saying? And God forbid, you know, you ever try and say something and boom, you in a 5-minute lecture with Virgo, like, damn, yo, I'm trying to have you lecture me, man. Like, no, you can't just keep making these mistakes. You have to think for yourself. Like, bro, I was just trying to ask you a simple question. And, you know, it's annoying, but they on your ass for a reason, because it does make you smarter. It does inspire you to take more due diligence. You know what I'm saying? All I heard was y'all need us. Of course. Of course. So, all right. First of all, I want to give you the good news. The good news is that not only are you evolving the first half of this year, your career, your legacy, which a Jupiter transit like this actively expands the opportunities you create and come to you. It is also completing. It's the beginning of the completion cycle over the next 2.5 years of an evolution cycle you started 2016 going into 2017. Okay. Oh yeah, and I don't know why Virgo moons, especially the and I'm really just referencing the Virgo moon woman. Virgo moon woman, y'all are y'all skin y'all skin is perfect. Do you know you're perfect? I've never met a Virgo moon. I think it's because I got a Cap moon, and then we got the Scorpio moon. But like, y'all skin is, it's not even just tea, it's butter. It's perfect. You know you are perfect on the inside. It is what it is. You magic. But that being said, Virgo sun woman too, but damn, I'm gonna have to take you on the road on this goofy tour. But yeah, son, not only are you expanding this as it goes into Cancer, now you're going to be expanding the rewards from this career. So you want to look at this period as you're expanding the clout and accomplishments you're getting. And then in Cancer, you're going to feel the rewards. You're going to feel the expansion of who is shooting with you in the gym and who you're sharing this success with. All right, now let's get to the bad news. Okay, the bad news is everyone still hates you. And we see this with Saturn and Neptune. The thing I respect about Virgo is most people who see an entire collective, because Virgo's ops aren't like Libra's ops. You know what I'm saying? Like Libra's op is an individual, right? It's like, you know, certain people's ops, they might have to deal with a society of people or individual. Virgo has the most legendary beyond diabolical ops. They're invisible. So like, imagine seeing the entire collective against you because you just offered a critique. Oh, we don't like their opinion on this. We don't like their opinion on this. The average person The average person, after losing sponsorships and getting canceled, would probably be like, you know what, I'm going to tone down. I'm going to chill out what I'm saying. Not you, Virgo. You're like, who next? I see it smell like bitching here. Who next? You mad because I kept it real? And it's like, Virgo, they trying to kill you. And you like, well, I keep it on me. And it's like, relax, relax, relax. We need you, Virgo. If they get you, we not going to have facts. Chill, chill. It's like y'all going out of your way to even be more disrespectful. And I understand because they really did you dirty. But like still. And the bad news is they still hate you. And the Neptune Saturn is, the good news about this is the last year. This is the last year you have to deal with just staunch opposition and hatred. And is it all hate? I mean, I guess I'm exaggerating. The purpose of this Saturn opposition is to hold other people accountable with their delusional ass beliefs. And so it's like, hey, I'm Virgo. I have receipts. Okay, what you believe is delusional. I don't care if it's delusional. I want to believe what I want to believe. And Virgo's like, okay, but look, these are the facts. And the thing is, before, all Virgo needed was receipts. That's all they needed. And people be like, okay, now people are sipping some different tea. Virgo has to be like, what? Like this used to work. Now receipts aren't enough. It's like just having the facts isn't even enough anymore. It's like, well, I still don't believe it. And it's like, wow. So, you know, Virgo is not a quitter. They still have adjusted and adapted like mutable signs do. But like y'all don't know the silent battles and wars they're fighting for you as you take their help for granted. Gemini is a Gemini. I'm guilty too. But still, it is what it is. All right. And in holding others accountable, and it works reflexively as well. So it's other people's beliefs holding you accountable, but you nice with it. Okay. Neptune and Saturn and the North Node is now tying you into this. You are sponsoring our past life. You are sponsoring the South Node. So if it's your rising, your personality is being used as a resource. If you have a Virgo moon, your soul is unlocking. If you have a Virgo sun, your spirit is unlocking. All right. You're returning to a certain perfection and mastery of your expression with the sun, receptivity with the moon, embodiment, right? Personality. This is being used as a resource in order to unlock beliefs about and with other people, divine experiences, metaphysical occurrences. But in a nutshell, it's kind of you holding a bunch of people accountable that don't really want to take accountability, and you may not be getting paid enough for this, but the universe will reward you, I hope. It's all going to come back around your birthday season in September. But yeah, at this final degree here, it's closing out this test. It has really, a purpose like this can prepare you for marriage, divorce, business partnerships, because it is quintessentially raising the standards of who you partner with. Okay. And who feels like you're too much for them. So you can just really cut off their bitch. I mean, they're weak. I mean, you can just, kill them with kindness. Okay. I don't know. Virgo really be killing people with kindness. I've never seen anything like it. It's like you gave this person 3 compliments and ended their career. I've never seen this ever. Like, yeah, you gave them a genuine compliment and ended their career. That's dangerous. They are the master. All right, like Aquarius is the chess master, but Virgo is the master that they be getting close. They sometimes beat Aquarius too. They're one of the few that sometimes beat Aquarius. But like, yeah, man. The only thing worse than that is it's going into Aries. Okay, so Gemini has gone through this. Cancer has finished going through this. All right. Leo, you're getting ready to finish going through this. So talk to Cancer and talk to Leo. Because Virgo, the Saturn through your 8th house over the rest of the year and the next 2 years, that's like a spiritual warfare transit. But it's cool because Chiron in Aries has prepared us. And that's what brings us to the point of Aries season. See, Virgo, your kindness. If Leo is the expression of love through courage, kindness is the application of love, just like Virgo is the manifestation of Leo. And some people take your kindness for weakness. So like Aries is a stepper, right? Like the Aries moon Virgo suns, they're straight. Like they look like the woman, especially, they look like innocent princesses. They will stab you. They will fucking stab you. They have a gangster inside them. They straight. You don't have to worry about them. But not every Virgo has an Aries moon. Okay, so like you have to sometimes slap a bitch. Okay, and Virgo, you have class. See, that's the distinction. Virgo has Libra. Libra is class. Aries is savage. But sometimes when you deal with others, so Libra is your social value that you bridge with other people. And Aries is the way in which you bridge this balance and class to deal with others authentically. And I like to consider you the realest motherfucker. Okay. So the thing is, Chiron has been teaching you, yeah, you have class, but Wayne Brady is going to have to choke a bitch. Like you might have to slap a bitch or two. And that's been a little difficult, not for all of you. Some of you it comes easy, but like that might have been, you know, whether energetically with like a side eye, because y'all know how to slap people with side eyes. Like it's magic. You're magic. But or physically, yo, sometimes. See, Virgo, with Chiron in your 8th, you're one of the few people who could slap the shit out of somebody and they'll thank you for it. They'll be like, yo, I was tripping. Thanks for snapping me. Like, not everyone can do that. They get the battery charge. So, like, don't hold back. Now, Aries is you drawing boundaries. And this is the initial boundary drawing because when Saturn comes into Aries over the next 2 years, enforcing these boundaries are going to be life and death. So you don't want to play this whole, oh, they think I'm stuck up. They think I'm being mean. Be stuck up. It is what it is. Most people are not even worth your time. Be whatever. Be very quick. Aries is raw. And in the way you're having to deal with others, especially with this oppression and opposition at its worst, you have to be very militant in the way you're cutting people off and drawing these boundaries, especially if you're a Virgo rising, because that space of Aries, people look at you and they think you're weak. Virgo and Pisces are the two karmic signs that sometimes get underestimated the most. Like Gemini gets underestimated, and even I don't think Sag always gets underestimated actually, but like Virgo do be getting underestimated, and people have to find out the hard way you're really with the shit, even if not conventionally. So this 8th house transit is not only a place of self-employment. 8th house is other people's money. So the example that I want to use is, of course, running people's pockets. Okay. It's been 24 hours. Where's my money? Oh, you know, I'm going to get it. Oh, okay, that's straight. Bah! Where's my money? Like, you might, I know you think that might be beneath you. You might have to do that. Okay, because the loan period is up. Now you're touring your 8th house, and whoever owes you, they have to pay up. They have to pay up when it comes to dealing with people, because remember, the 8th house is the results of partnership. It's your shared assets with other people. It is other people's money. So it's going to represent how you deal with other people, how you take the quality of your class and really, you know, run people's pockets. So keep that in mind. I want to focus more on the interpersonal social dynamics with this, because some people can try and play you where it's like, oh, this person did this and they called me a stupid bitch. And it's like, do you know why I called you a stupid bitch? Like, do you know how you made me call you a stupid bitch? And they won't show that part. So you just have to, and it is karmically too. It is with Saturn that's going to go into Aries. It's 100,000% karmically. So The reason why Saturn in the 8th house is difficult and it feels like spiritual warfare is because Saturn is the tester. Saturn just finished testing your relationships with people, showing you who's trying you. Because now once it goes in the 8th house, it's going to test your boundaries. Saturn actively has people be like, hey, these are their boundaries. Cross the line. See what they do. And it's annoying, but it's like Saturn is testing, hey, are your boundaries good enough? Because look at these people cross the line. And in Aries is very raw. So like it's one of those signs where you can't necessarily dynamics where you can't necessarily let that fire burn too much. You want to really stomp it out as soon as possible. All right. And now I'm saying all these things. The reality is by the time Saturn finishes in Aries, the level of your wealth is going to skyrocket. Especially by July, because by July we're gonna have Jupiter in your 11th house of gross pay, and then Saturn squaring this in your 8th house of other people's money. All right, if it's the sun and the moon, this Aries season is making a 210 and 240 degree angle with your sign of transformation. So Pisces that harvested this belief of the analysis of yourself is what is facilitating this transformation through the authentic actions you take with and towards other people. All right. And that's where the connection it makes with Gemini translate your dealings with how this directly expands more of your career. Mars that's directing your 11th will influence how you direct the feeling of your desire relative to who you feel you want to move forward with. But as it squares its ruler in Aries, all right, or really Mars is the ruler, but as it squares its domicile, you may come into trust issues where you're going to be aware that certain people who you deal with, you don't feel like you need to move with them or should. Trust your intuition. Take risks where necessary, okay? And I keep seeing Virgo tarot reading, speaking of incoming money. Oh, yeah. Really, if we want to look at the range from April to by the time we get to October in your 2nd house of money, that 6-month arc, as soon as May and June, which will be the checkpoint, you're going to see what I mean by like just this next level of wealth that you are carefully crafting and imagineering. All right. And of course, that's why you're raising the standards of your partnerships and you're making sure you have the right people in your circle, not like Taurus, but in a way that'll prepare for you to expand. And yeah, that's really what I wanted to kind of share concerning that, because a whole lot of, dynamics that will really just come out of nowhere and pop up in your face will start to ask you how much worth the money is or value is when dealing with certain characters. And I think you more than most will be able to say no to big money because you respect more what you're worth and your time, or you'll be willing to take some stuff, right? It's not like you don't already do that, but that's just something to keep in mind. That's going to transition to Taurus season where we're going to ascend and apply these transformations naturally to your values, which are currently innovating. All right. Not all money is good money for real. All right. So last but not the least, we have Capricorn. Capricorn, I'm going to be for real with you. I mean, there could be people in your ear. It's so interesting being at the top of the mountain, looking at just low lives, just express all of their, whatever. You're lame. You're horrible. Bitch, you're broke. I can't hear you from up here. You're a peon. You're beneath me. And like Capricorn, don't let people lie to you and be like, that's stuck up. That's just like elitist. Bitch, they're not elite. Tell them, why aren't they elite then? How come they're so down there? Okay, I love the humble Capricorns. I love the Capricorns that know they the greatest, but they don't like to really brag because it's like, I don't want to bruise another motherfucker's ego. You know what I mean? Like, let these peons talk about you however much they want. They have to look up and see you at the top of the mountain when they say anything that they say. All right, these motherfuckers will just complain and not really do it. How come you're down there? I would say it to my face, but you can't even reach this level. What are we doing? All right, talk your shit, cat. None of them are humble. That's hilarious. Oh my God. Yeah, humble. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Hey, when you're the greatest of all time, it is what it is. It is what it is. Shout out to the Capricorn suns and rising. All right, Cap Moon, we see you too. So Pluto is out your sign, and I think we can more talk about Pluto in Aquarius, which is comfortably, or which is for sure not going to come back into Capricorn for another 248 years. So with that being said, 2 centuries, 2.5 centuries. 1700s is the last time this is, yep. 1770s, 1760, yep. Mm-hmm. 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 So, okay. So you are awakening over 20 years. Supernatural quality of wealth. And in order to make sense of Aries, right, that is going to now redefine the authentic and raw foundation that you rest the integrity that is you as director, right? Aquarius is going to now extremely awaken the 2021 to 2023 work Saturn in Aquarius did to establish authority. It's like a 30-year contract, right? Where you have established more extraordinary and knowledgeable authority over your value. Because what is Capricorn's value as a collective power, as a universal power? Universal energy, right? Knowledge. You sell knowledge. You monetize your network. You monitor your knowledge, and your network is your net worth. All right. And if Saturn was the authority of you really building over the past 30 years, how much more the totality of everything you know has set you up for a new cycle of wealth. Pluto is awakening how much more frequently and intensely you can, like a pool being built. So if Pluto went here before, your pool would have burst because you couldn't handle such transaction speeds. Now you can. All right. I don't think people know how much money you gave, but I'm not gonna pocket watch. So like it is, especially Cap Rising. It's diabolical how wealthy you are. I'm not even gonna snitch on you. It's interesting though, because the Pluto sextile to the sun is now expressing through this privacy more of what you're comfortable sharing. And that's where we get with Chiron, especially the full moon that we will subsequently have in Libra, where the sun will be on Chiron, okay? And the moon will be 23 degrees Libra. Shout out to the Cap risings. This is, and the thing I love about being a Cap is we're not phased. Like people, our presence moves other people. Other people don't move us. Like we can just be chilling and there are people in our area like, you're this, you're that. I hate you, mad emotional. What are we opposite? Cancer of people's feelings. So people project feelings at us and we're just like, are you finished or are you done? I know that's Aquarius who said that, right? But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, are you finished or are you done? You sound like a bitch. Are you finished? Why are you so emotional? And we can get to gaslight people and their feelings too. Like Libra kind of invented gaslighting, but Capricorn just perfected it to greatness. But like, you know what I mean? It is what it is. We're not here to hear that. Come up the mountain. Oh, you can't make it up here. That's why you mad. All right, cool. Anyway. This is definitely going to redefine how much more comfortable you are with certain vulnerabilities. And this did not happen overnight, especially with Chiron here, which is going to bring family issues in your private life. The South Node has already unlocked this social career space that really now had you shift into addressing this. And once Saturn goes through here, once Neptune goes through here, it's going to be a whole new era. Saturn through the 4th over the next year and a half will establish real estate, working from home, new opportunities concerning that. Until then, Venus is retrograding back into your 3rd. Mercury is retrograding back into your 3rd. And it's forcing you to reevaluate your mindset and your attitude around certain people you trust in your private life, around how it is you resituate your home life, around how it is you rest in this authenticity. And I love using Capricorn as an example for this, because the 4th house isn't strictly just your house. It's not necessarily just your home and family. The 4th house is where you feel at home, right? So any space, whether it's like a McDonald's kitchen, a bleacher, a high school bleacher, a hotel, an apartment, a home, homeless in the streets, any space that allows you to authentically be yourself, which makes sense because Capricorn spends most of their day having to represent an entire collective, whether as a representative or delegate or CEO. So when they go into a space where they can really just be themselves and they don't have to be responsible for so much people, they feel at home. And when I say be themselves, when they can be their raw, savage self, any person, remember, home is a person. So any person that really evokes this is why Aries placements will trigger this in you. Y'all clash, but they understand you like most people don't, most other people don't. And that's because they trigger and resonate with this authentic home within you. All right. Just because it's authentic doesn't make it good or bad. We're just talking about the nature of authenticity, the nature of this. So we're going to revisit this. And that's where anything that you may have swept under the rug, the retrogrades are going to bring back out, especially with Venus, right? Because Venus is not only resituating your mindset around what you believe you're worth, but with the nodes and with Saturn, this is also going to prepare to kind of change your mindset and beliefs around who you even keep around you, the type of people you date, who it is you even want to invite to your home. All right. If you see this switch, it reflects how much you've grown. And we also have to take into account 2020, where we had Jupiter in Capricorn, right? Jupiter is going to enter Cancer in July. And that's going to mark 6 years of evolution and growth, where now you will begin to harvest this growth over the next 3 years, beginning its completion in Libra in 3 years. So like 2028. And this is going to evolve how you take this evolution of your personality through behavior and apply that in relationships with other people. Very auspicious period to start new marriages, expand and evolve your partnerships. You're going to feel like you can do more with other people. And the square we're going to have is your ruler in the 4th house, having you buckle down on how serious you are about your privacy and home space. How is that going to influence this evolution? As of now, in Gemini, it's evolving your mindset around your routine and your day-to-day, your exercise. And that's where now Aries season is completing this by the rewards of evolving your lifestyle and behavior are coming through in the foundation of how much more comfortable you are in your own skin and private space. Okay, because obviously, if you're not necessarily comfortable, and Carrie, that's true, considering what you told, I know as a man from experience, women who are in my 4th house, so Leo women, they feel like home to me. I'm gonna be, because I hate saying that. That sounds kind of corny, but like, it's true. Home is a person. Like even some Leo men too. Like when being in the Leo King studio, that's my 4th house. It was a creative space. I felt like I was at home there. But like, yeah, be like the 4th house or 90-degree angle. It doesn't mean that they don't clash, but like it is gonna You don't feel like home. You know what I'm saying? So the evidence of an evolution of your behavior is going to be represented by how much more powerfully you feel at home supporting this lifestyle. And that's what's going to go into Taurus season. And we're going to expand how naturally creative you innovate with Uranus in Taurus. With Mars in Cancer, that's having you take action relative to what you feel about with others. We see it's connecting with your attitude, your mindset, your divine language, your divine abilities. And we know that this whole Pisces aspect is reality warping just through thinking about it. I know that sounds crazy, but it is. And you're going to apply this mindset towards what you feel the actions could be taken with other people to drive that forward. For it goes back into Aries, Leo, and puts you in a position to, stand on those values and transform your boundaries and run people's pockets in that way. But on stage, it's going to be dope. So that's really all I got for the earth signs. Okay. This is definitely going to be passionately vulnerable, and just don't let people play you. Be willing to take action where necessary. And of course, as is Aries season, this is just the beginning of this cycle. So the new moon is going to push you in that right direction. Make sure that direction you move in is an authentic direction, and you're going to be Gucci. All right. So I'm going to do this live reading right now for Nicolette. Thank you very much. We know you are pure queen, Scorpio rising. Okay. And as pure queen, we see you have the Cancer moon and the Capricorn sun. All right. So what this does is with Aries, even though Aries makes that 90-degree angle to your Capricorn sun, Aries is also your 6th house as a Scorpio rising. So when we blend both of those, the awareness of your comfort zone is what is integrating your behavioral patterns. So basically, this transit in your 6th house is taking everything that you've activated since November, and it's tying it all together. You activated it from November to the end of January. And then, of course, February up into this point, you're integrating. So the authenticity that drives all of your Sagittarius stellium, taking this vision of your value and now building a lifestyle around it. As a Capricorn sun, you are being aware of how comfortable am I with these shifts to my lifestyle and routine? How will Chiron push me a little bit out of my comfort zone so that I'm more in a position to, of course, break through when we go into Taurus and, step more into this. All right. JF, thank you so much. And shout out to the other astrologers out here really doing it. You know what I'm saying? Not blowing smoke up people's bees. You guys are why we do this. I really appreciate you. So yeah, Nicolette, this looks really, really, really good. Especially once again, as a Scorpio rising, when Mars leaves Cancer at the end of the season, you'll be applying this shift in your philosophy and what you feel you should do. And this is going to have you now socially taking action on stage and coming into this victory and pushing more in your legacy. You know what I'm saying? And accomplishing your goals before the sun in August makes you aware of what you have accomplished. And you have a lot to look forward to. But this is definitely about, with the new moon on Saturday, what are some goals you have surrounding exercise, surrounding your day-to-day routine? What is it you want to work on? Because everything from now until October is going to be the establishment of these habits that by Libra season, the individual work you've done to affect your beliefs will now be the social expression of such, where you can release unconscious habits that are no longer affected by others because you activated new behavior. All right. You stay blessed as always, guys. I'm going to see you tomorrow. And until next time.